What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode we'll be installing a sound system, and this is like the epitome of a budget sound system. I mean, everything that we've got, well, most of it is either old or something I've got from someone. So let me show you what we'll be working with today. So what I bought was some mids, Pioneer mids. Also bought some cheap tweeters. This is like $90 if I'm not mistaken. And then I've also got the wiring kit. Over here I've got some old Pioneer 6x9s. This I actually got out of a previous car that we bought from one of our customers. I had this in my Mk1, so I'll be using this amp. It's just a Calibra 400 watt, I think, 4 channel, so it's nothing amazing, but it does the job. And then we've got this Champion Series Pioneer sub. I think it's a 12 inch. I've got the sub from my sister's boyfriend. He said he's had it for 2 years and he's never used it, so I don't know if it's gonna work. If it doesn't work, this whole entire video is probably gonna be such a big balls.
What the fucking balls, man?
But let's hopefully we see if it works. Also the deck, let me show you the deck that we've got. It's a nice little Sony deck, got USB and Bluetooth. That's all that I really need. And if you're wondering where this deck is coming from, this is actually a car that we bought on Monday. It's a Golf 5 2-liter FSI, and it came with this head unit. So I'm gonna take that out because I've still got a original OEM Golf 5 head unit that I used to have in my Golf 5. So I'm gonna put that back in here, and then I'm gonna take this one out and put that into the City Golf. The story behind this car is it was one of our customers' cars, and we reported that the timing chain was noisy, and before they could actually fix it, the timing chain buggered out. So the car is currently not running, and they offered it to us, and my dad took it on. So he's already stripped the head. As you can see, the timing chain is completely buggered up. The reason we took the head off though, because we weren't too sure if valves were bent. Upon inspection we didn't pick up any signs of the valves being bent, but we're gonna send it to engineers. This is the head. Like I said, we're gonna send it to the engineers. We checked it, it looks like there's not any valves bent, but we're obviously gonna send it to them so that we have peace of mind, and they're obviously also going to scheme it for us. It's a 2-liter FSI motor, the same motor on the Golf 5 GTI, just without the turbos. Anyway, I'm done mumbling about that car. Today's episode is about installing the system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the amp and I'm going to just mount it on the back of the sub, and then I'm also going to mount these 6x9s onto the new backboard that I got. This is the current backboard. It's quite damaged, as you can see over here. So I'm going to take this out. There's a couple of screws holding it together on the back seat behind here, so I'm going to remove that. So what holding the backboard is just these 2 screws, one over here and one on that side. That's all that I'm going to do just to remove the backboard. Okay, so I lied. There were actually 3 more screws on the back of this. I didn't lift this up high enough, so I never saw it, but yeah. There's another 3 here, and then the 2 on the corner.
Yeah, flex, I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB, who we running with. Yeah, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Yeah, state your name. Big been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again. I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything.
I've got the amp mounted to the sub box. I've got the 6x9s mounted to the backboard. You're probably thinking to yourself, Jamie, you're an idiot. You've done all this already and you haven't even installed any wiring yet. And I'll agree with you on that 100%. But I was just so excited to actually test fit everything, and also use that to help me get like motivation to start with the wiring, because that's the most time consuming part of the whole job. So yeah, it's time for that part. So I'm going to start doing all the wiring. Obviously when you start, the first thing you want to do is take the negative wire off of your battery. I've removed the negative terminal from the battery. I was initially going to go through this grommet over here, but it's a bit too small for the power cable to fit through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it up here, through here, and then I'm going to drill a hole in this grommet, and then it's going to come out underneath the dashboard.
Coming in. Yeah, flex, I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB, who we running with. Yeah.
And there you go. So I've got it through there, and I've got it all over here, and I'm gonna run it along the door line right through into the boot. I'm also gonna put some silicone over here so no water gets through there. So I've ran it through there, down there, and then I'm gonna have a fuse over here as well, just so in case if anything shorts, the car doesn't catch a light. This is where we're currently at. I've got the bee sting wire running through from the back. I've got the power wire running through from the battery to the boot, and then obviously the remote wire. This will go up here, and it's routed through there and then into the dash, and then obviously will be connected here. And then this white wire over here, this I've got running through there, down there, and through over here, and then this is where the tweeters are going to be located. This side is done. It's all run through here nice and neatly, through the back as well, and then I ran it up here, through here. So this side is done. I'm going to run the RCA cables on the opposite end because it can cause some hissing or buzzing noises if the RCA and the power is run together or too close. So as a precaution, I'm rather going to put the RCAs on the opposite side so I can avoid that noise and that buzz that you hear sometimes when you're driving. So I did the exact same thing on this side, the driver's side. As you can see, I ran the RCA cable through there, up the dash, and out here, and then I also ran it along here, and then through to the back, and I will just put it into the boot. I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's getting a bit dark. As you can see, I've got the RCA cable running through there. I've got the power wire and the remote running through there. Still got to do the ground wire, so I'll do that tomorrow. And we pretty much got everything complete over here. You can see, let's just add light. You can see I got the RCAs coming through the front. I've got the aerial coming through there, and then we did all the wiring for the speakers. So I'm gonna use the mids and the tweeters I'm running from the head unit. The tweeters are there, ran through there, everything's put together. We've got the mids. Only issue is this. So the window winder is quite close and it rubs on there just a little bit. So yeah, that's the only issue that we came across. And then I've just got to run the power wire. Also gonna wrap it in this, and then I've got to mount, I'm probably gonna mount a fuse over here or somewhere here close to the battery. So that I'll all do tomorrow. So today I'm gonna start off in the rear. I'm gonna put the ground wire on and then also give it a nice vacuum. As you can see, the car is still extremely dirty. I haven't washed it or cleaned it since it's been sprayed, so inside and outside still extremely dirty, as you can see. So I'm gonna give this a vacuum. I'm gonna take this connection over here and I'm gonna get the ground from there. I need to sand that. Obviously, if you have bad connection on your ground and bad ground wire, it can also cause that hissing noise that you get. So I'm gonna take this off, give it a nice sand, and get it as clean as possible on the surface. And then I'm gonna fit the ground wire to there, and that will run to the amp. So I've got the boot cleaned up. I've got the ground wire run from there, and then all of these wires ready straight to plug into the amp. So I ran into a bit of an issue. As you can see, this is quite tight over here, and the angle for the wire, I'm not too happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the amp. I'm going to move it closer to the edge so that the wire will be able to fit in flush without any bends or anything like that. And that's how the end result looks. I've got it all cable tied, wired up, new wires, and tried to get it as neatly as I could. And I'm just gonna run the speakers off of here and then put the backboard on. So we've got the power cable wired up as well. I'm probably just going to double side tape this to here and then obviously put this covering on the wire, and then I just have to install the deck inside here and hopefully we get some sound. So we finally finished it. It's okay, it's like I say in the beginning, I said it's a budget system, and what I picked up was that the 6x9s aren't working. I disconnected it, and then I'm rather gonna get me a new set of 6x9s, but I mean I'm not gonna win a sound off with this system. It plays okay, it's decent, but it's nothing wow. I've also think that the box might be limiting the sub and the amp as well, so I might have to upgrade the amp and maybe get a bigger box for the sub as well. I'm gonna play you a song quickly and then you can see and judge. It's nothing like amazing or anything, but it just gives me a nice complete sound and I'm happy with that. I don't want to go riding around like a taxi, rattling windows and whatever. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Maybe there's a few adjustments. I still need to take it. I think I'm gonna take it in to have it tuned properly because I feel like there's a little bit more that I can get out of it. Let me let you listen to it and you can be the judge of it. Like I said, it's not the best, but here we go.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me.
It's okay.
That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal.
I'm okay with it. I'm not one for sound. Like, I've never really had big sound systems in my car. I'm just happy that it gives like a complete sound with some bass and treble, but it could be better. So yeah. So boys, we got our hands on some new 6x9s. It sounded okay from the front, but as soon as you sat at the back, all you heard is bass. So I'm gonna swap this out with the old set of 6x9s and I'm gonna put the new ones in.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me.
Out with the old.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a
And in with the new. So I changed the 6x9s and I messed around with the settings. I got it a little bit better. It's still not much better, but I'll give you another listen. I don't think the sound came out, like the audio comes out really good with the mic on this camera, but hopefully it gives you more or less what it sounds like. But let me just give you another listen with a bit of tweaks to the sound and then also with the 6x9s in as well.
like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me.
So it's slightly better. I'm just happy that I got more vocal at the back, some treble as well with the 6x9s in. I still want to get a ported box for the sub, I think. I'm just happy that all the wiring is done and sorted. That was like the main part of it all. I can always upgrade amps, subs, whatever the case may be, but the wiring is done, so I'm happy. Maybe in the future I'll go bigger, but I think I first need to get a bigger box with a port. That's all for this week. I hope that you learned something, maybe something small that you never knew before. Stay tuned for next week. Next week, if everything goes according to plan this week, the car should be corrected, the paint, and then we can start assembling. I want to still fit the wing. I need to put the mud flaps on, and then the side panel on the fender. So that will all be done next week, and then maybe something else as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Peace.